We also know in the housing market, because you've seen higher interest rates, that has made, at least for some Canadians, affordability even further out of reach. Longer term, the story of affordability remains complicated. Before this recent downturn, we were talking about this desperate need for more supply in the market. Big markets like Ontario, where the government had committed to a plan to build 1.5 million homes in the next decade to address supply shortfalls. That is a goal that will be very difficult to reach, according to a new report. Mike Moffatt authored that report. He is with the Smart Prosperity Institute, a University of Ottawa think tank, and he joins us now. Mike, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Let's just jump right into it on the numbers. I mean, I think some people, certainly in Ontario, have heard about these big, ambitious goals on building more supply to address the market. But you did the research. What'd you find out?
Yeah, this is a big number, this 1.5 million. This is basically doubling housing construction over the previous decades. But there was no indication where this number came from. So we kind of road tested it. Our initial view is that it was probably too high. But we looked at population growth and population aging and demographic change and found out that it's accurate, that it does look like we are going to need 1.5 million homes over the next 10 years to support population growth.
And in terms of getting to those numbers, in any situation, there are hurdles. Can you get to that number, do you think, based on the research you've done?
So with how things are laid out today, no. We are going to need some big changes. So the first is on the regulatory and approval side, particularly at the municipal level. We know that there's a lot of issues there, that the province has indicated that. We looked at official municipal plans. So, how much does Mississauga and Toronto and Ottawa say that they're planning to have built over the next 10 years? You add up all of those, you don't get a number anywhere near 1.5 million. So we need to address that issue. Another big issue is on the labor side. We were already having a problem in this province with having enough people in the skilled trades. You have electricians and roofers and carpenters and sheet metal workers like my dad, who are all retired or retiring. Just because of their age. We were already challenged to replace the ones we have. Now we have to go above and beyond that to build not just the houses, but all that extra infrastructure. So this is going to be a monumental challenge.
I'm glad you talked about the current state of the economy, because one thing I have wondered about is if there is this, headline cool down in prices, how does that impact the willingness of all the players involved with creating more of that supply to be motivated in the short term? I mean, maybe it doesn't change the story since we're talking long term, but if things cool down for the overall economy, does that further complicate the story of getting more supply onto the market?
Yeah, it absolutely does. And we've seen that over the summer, that housing starts are down relative to last year. Part of that is a demand side effect, that you've got a lot of people just sitting on the sidelines going, I don't know how far these prices are going to fall. So I'm just going to wait this one out. I'm going to see where we are 6 to 12 months from now. But on the builder side, their lumber prices have gone down, but they're still elevated. All kinds of commodity prices are still high. And with higher interest rates, those are costs for developers and builders, because they're having to finance these projects up front. So we've already seen a number of developers across the province basically say, you know what, I'm going to hit pause on this one. The carrying costs are too high. So at a time where we have all this, long run demand, the short term dynamics don't really look too good right now.
Let's also talk about some of the other affordability measures that we hear often about, Mike. We have a story on our website, bnnbloomberg.ca, this morning about that tax-free first home savings account initiative from the federal government. When we talk about those who might be most challenged in getting into the market, younger Canadians, for example, that was an offering set up to try to address that affordability issue. Have you given much thought to that program and whether or not it solves any of the concerns that people have when it comes to home ownership?
Well, at an individual level, I think it can help. If I was a young person buying my first home, I would probably enroll in this. The issue is more of at a macro level, that, if everybody starts doing these things, or at least every young homeowner, what happens is, or young potential home buyer, it allows them to place even bigger bids, even bigger down payments. So if you and I are competing for the same home, it's like, giving everybody in monopoly double the amount of money. that doesn't change the number of properties on board. It just allows us to place higher bids in auctions. So at a macro level, it doesn't really solve the problem. And in fact, these demand side instruments can actually make it worse. That you're just causing inflation in the sector without addressing the underlying issues.
Before I let you go, I mean, we haven't talked about it, but we mentioned the government, and a key part of the Canadian growth story has been and will continue to be great new Canadians. The immigration story has been a huge part of our economic growth plan. And so that's another piece of the context here. If we fall short on some of these supply measures on creating new homes, what exactly does that mean, since immigration will remain a key part of the Canada story for the next decade?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen that in Ontario over the last few years, that the number of 20-somethings moving to Ontario, either as permanent residents or non-permanent residents, has been increasing. But we haven't really increased the rate at which we're building homes. So this is a problem, that sort of disconnect. And I don't think the answer is to pull back on immigration programs, but is to sort of recognize that, if population growth is going to be 30 or 40% higher, that means we're going to have to build 30 or 40% more homes. We didn't do that over the previous 5 years. It was a mistake. So now we've got some catching up to do. But absolutely, that is driving a lot of this need for homes. So we have to make sure that there's an affordable home for all Ontarians and all Canadians.
All right. Good.